Alright, this is a walkthrough of activity 9-10, configuring group policy object inheritance. Rundown of what this is doing, we're going to make a setting at the domain level and then make a setting at the OU level that's going to contradict it, and then to show how doing the no override will prevent lower level policies from overriding upper level policies. Just to remember, as you go down the chain, the closer you are to the root, what set is what applies. So from our higher level, our DS level, down to our OU level, actually our domain level down to our OU level, we can set a domain policy. But if the OU has a different setting, then it'll apply the domain level policy first when the user or the computer comes on the network, or in particular for this, when the user logs in. But then it will also grab the applicable GPO for the user, and if those settings are different, well, it's going to apply those settings next. So what we can do is at the upper level, the domain level, we can tell it to block override. So just to show you, we're back here at XP, and this is Moira Cohen. She's logged in. Notice she doesn't have the run command, and we're just going to leave her alone for a minute. We're going up here to our Active Directory users and computers, and we're going to edit the default group policy, and we're going to tell it to remove the run command. For the users. We'll say enable. And just to make sure, so from our domain level, default domain policy, we've set it to enable, so it's going to remove it. And just to let you know, this is number 7. Then we're going to go down here to our marketing GPO. Excuse me, that was number 3. And then we're going to come down here to marketing. Which is our lower level at the OU, and this is what we had said before. And we're going to say disabled. So we now have a conflict. This should override the domain. And we'll say OK. Going to apply a good old GP update. We're going to log off Miss Cohen here, and we're going to log her back in. And what we should see is the run command will appear. So we'll give that a minute for it to come up, apply the proper settings for the GPOs, and her run button has reappeared, because the lower level at the OU overrides the upper level at the domain. So how do we prevent that? And this is in the example it gives is in the objective. It's the description is talking about they want to ensure that changes made at the upper level at the domain level are not overridden once they break out administration of the different OUs. So we can come here and come down here under 13, and notice we have here the default, and we can say properties. and we want to click Options, excuse me, and we want to say no override. Prevents other GPOs from overriding policy. So any of the lower level ones won't override the settings. And as you can see, it has no override set. And I just want to double check that. And we're just going to show that we haven't changed anything in here. We'll update from here. We will now log off Ms. Cohen, and when we log her back in, our conflict is resolved because the lower level OU policy will not take effect. Give it a minute to apply, and the run button is gone because the domain policy is preempting the lower level OU for any changes it makes. And this is just an example to show you, when you're structuring your group policies, not only in the order that they're run, but also at the level at which they're run. The lower the level, or the closer it gets to the user who's logging in or the resource, that one is going to preempt any previous changes unless you block inheritance, in which case, or you block the not inheritance, but you do block inheritance of that change. Therefore, it can't override it. This concludes our walkthrough of activity 9.10, configuring group policy object inheritance.